Hi, hello. Welcome to Common Man Cricket Show. We are here to talk about Indian lost series against New Zealand. Um, Before that, we have new panelist Manjunath. Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello. Hi, Puneet. Hi, Rajesh. Thanks for
As
giving me
usual,
an opportunity. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this discussion. So I'm
so
excited
I,
and I will try to give my contribution towards these discussions.
yeah, thank you. The show's intention was to allow everyone to talk about their insights. Definitely, every common man will have his views about cricket. So we wanted to bring that here. As usual, I have Rajesh with me. Welcome to the show, Rajesh.
Hey, thanks, Puneet.
So when coming back to India versus New Zealand Test series, which happened on Indian soil, New Zealand whitewashed us by 3-0. This was the first time in Indian history, Indian soil history. Is that fair to call it as a worst series ever India's played? Yeah, let's discuss around that. Um, Rajesh, what are your thoughts about that? How did the series go?
Yeah, it was disappointing, right? I mean, I think throughout the series we had one good day, one memorable day. Apart from that, it was a very mediocre performance in Indian standards, right? The one good day came after the very bad day as well. So in Bangalore, we had one day where there was a partnership between Sarfraz Khan and Pant, and I think that was the standout for the entire series in terms of India is concerned, right? Apart from that, you've had bits and pieces, but obviously the result speaks for itself. I don't have to stress on what the outcome was. Definitely disappointing. I wouldn't have expected, and I think even Jadeja had mentioned that he never thought in India there would be a series loss, and the way they lost it was a whitewash. So it was a surprise for most of them. I think pride for New Zealand, I think they played exceptionally well, but not without the help from Indian players. I think there were a lot of areas where I felt India did not stand out, and the main problem, I think we'll have a discussion, further going into this discussion. But I felt India is sort of losing its control over the test games because of how they are approaching the way of cricket right now. But yeah, let's discuss this further. I have a few opinions that I would want to bring, but I want to hear what the both of you think of it as well.
Yeah, I will come back to more details. Manjunath, like as per you, how did like series go, and like what is the main reason like India lost? Actually, India got whitewashed.
Yeah. From the common man perspective, what I noticed is that it's the approach what India tried to adopt. Previously, we used to adopt a defensive mode. We used to spend more time. We used to play for a couple of days. We had a very good talented test players. We used to spend days together. Now, because of this new change in approach, the change in the coach, the change in the mindset of the Indian team players. So that might be one of the reason where, from the common man perspective, what I notice is that any change, it takes time to see the result. So with this one whitewash, I completely agree that it's a disaster for our Indian whitewash. But what on the other positive note, what I see is that the new approach, what the current team has tried, they might have not seen the result in the first step. But even the common man mindset nowadays, it is very difficult for someone like who plays 200 balls. If they score 30 runs, now the audience, the common man, is not having that patience to watch for 2 days. So as per the expectation of the common man, the Indian team is trying to adopt this new approach. So in that, while Adopting this new approach, I feel like we have failed in the first step, but I am very confident with my Indian team players. They might come back. I support this new approach of aggressive. Indians were always the defensive approach. Now I am seeing that our team is changing their mindset from defensive to aggressive mode. So that is a view from my common as a common man. That was my view. I support this approach, but we should not tag this approach with the result. From the result perspective, I completely agree. We have failed, but we are adopting this new change. I welcome this approach.
Wow, this is a great prospect to see. I mean, I never thought like um, it will go in this way, because adaptability is fine, but what my thought is like always the test format should be like 5 days. It should go in some way. But yeah, definitely because of the baseball, all of that terms, it's coming into affecting all the like formats like T20, one day, and even test series. Somewhere someone like maybe one of the legendary mentioned that even T10 like test will be played as a T20, like one day they will
T20.
score high like with the balls, all of that, something. Yeah, it's a good aspect to see, but are we losing that classical test, like the format, how it happens? Yeah, first as Manjunath mentioned, we were having talented players. They used to play for like 2 3 days, like example of Rahul Dravid. He used to play for like 90 balls, one run. From
Correct.
that stage to whatever the stage we wanted to make it draw, or whatever we wanted to win, all of that. And even there was always one test stand out everywhere. It's like Lakshman and Dravid partnership in Kolkata. So all of this, like, are we missing those classical like scenarios, Rajesh? Uh,
I believe yes. See, the thing is, we can't compare Dravid and the likes of Lakshman with the current generation players. They have the mindset. They have been playing T20s more than what Dravid and Lakshman have played, right? If you compare those two with the current set of players, I don't think it's an equalization where it's obviously apples and oranges, as they say. And again, with Manjunath said, I sort of agree, but there is a lot of difference in opinion for me. I still feel test match is to be played like a test match. I understand as an audience, right? When I'm watching there, I get bored when I'm seeing defensive. It is entertaining when they start scoring in boundaries, but it's not for everybody, right? And that's where the problem starts. So if you look at how Virat Kohli paces in innings, I'm just taking the example of Virat Kohli because him and Rohit Sharma have been in the limelight for the last series, especially for the last series. The loss has been pretty much blamed on them, and that's why I'm taking an example of Virat Kohli. His approach is usually start slow, then build up on his innings and start scoring runs then on, right? But the current approach is very much different. He wants to start scoring from ball one, which is not his game at all, right? So I do not expect them to take the baseball approach or the gamble approach, whatever the term is. It suits somebody like Rishabh Pant, who is known to be aggressive, even probably with Rohit Sharma, who's known to be aggressive, right? But if you ask likes of Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, who build the innings, who are known to play longer, if you ask them to play from ball one, and that's where I feel we lost the momentum. We gave the momentum where we could have had the control of the game, and that happened to players like Ashwin. I mean, see, I was there watching this from the stadium, right? And during the practice session also, the approach they were trying to take was to reverse sweep the ball, or they would attack aggressively, which doesn't make sense for a lower order batsman who can who's got a very good defense, for him to go and reverse whip. And if you look at the way they got out, Ashwin actually nicked one trying to reverse whip it, right? It's not his game, and you're actually forcing it upon them. Where I see the problem, like Manjunath said, it might probably end up changing it, in terms of how the approach is going to be. But at the moment, I don't see that being a need, right? The very reason being, The current approach has worked. We have been dominant, so why change it? You can probably have that approach in the white ball cricket, go berserk, go score, run every ball, but test match needs to be test match. Or if you want to go with that approach, assign a role, give it to somebody who's
Correct.
naturally known to play like that, or don't do that at all. That's my take on what the current approach is.
Yeah, the approaches, yeah, we can talk about that. Uh, when it comes to adaptability, I know like Manjunath is supporting the new adaptability, how we have to take go forward with the test, all of that. In spite of that, we lost test series because of, I can say it's because of the batters. Like they were not able to play very much good with the bowling attack, whether it's a swing conditions, or whether it is definitely a spin. Against spin they've like struggled a lot. So what area like batter can improve? Maybe like with the new adaptability also, they have to adapt something new, or what else, whatever the face now, that is also something lacking in them. What are your thoughts, like how can batters improve their skills? Like any point, like it's a new adaptability or whatever they faced as of now.
Yeah, as Rajesh suggested, we should play test match as a test match. In the current series, what I noticed is that the team didn't had a clear instructions how the approach should be. Should we go for an aggressive one, or should we follow our traditional method of spending more time on the field? So that instructions was missing. They were in a dual mind. Should I hit this ball? Should I target this? The last match in Wankadia, they were like, we have a less target. If each one score 10 or 15 runs, then we will be able to meet our target. I guess that was the approach they uh, tried to achieve, but the clear instructions was not there from the coach or who are the batting coach. That was missing. What I noticed, and they could have, as Rajesh said, they could have given a clear role instructions. If you are going for a aggressive approach, allow the youngsters who are used to play in that kind of zeal. And our Kohli or Rohit, as they are tenured enough, anytime, any position, they can take the match. They can take the ownership of the match. I thought that if they had played in third down, fourth down, they would analyze the situation. Is this aggressive approach helping us? If not, they could have changed the approach anytime, because they have spent and they have won many matches for India. So they had that mindset. Anytime they could have changed, and they could have batted till end, and we could have seen the victory.
Yeah, like then the question rising now is the combination of coach and captain. I mean, Gambir and Rohit Sharma. Are they missing the key decisions? Like
Yes.
how the combination is working? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I think it is too soon to speak of the combination. Like Manjunath already mentioned, it's a pretty new combination, right? It's just the second
Completely.
series. It's too soon to call anything on the outcome yet. But having said that, I think they are. There was a blunder, of course. Rohit Sharma, he admitted that in Bangalore he shouldn't have batted first in those conditions. So that was a blunder, and it's not unknown to people. Having said that, I think he did make a good call in the second and third test, including Washington Sundar. He was I think, the best player to have played this series. The two matches that he performed were outstanding. So for us, India at least, he was the best player. So that was a good decision. I'm not going to say that the decisions were bad. It's just that they did not play test match as a test match. You could have won Pune test as well. You could have won Wankhede test as well with a day left, right? The target was around
Correct.
200 plus in Pune and 140 in Wankhede.
Blanket.
The very approach of finishing it in a session is what cost us the match. They wanted
Mm.
to go at it from ball one, Sarfraz Khan got out to a full toss, and he got out to a deep, trying to sweep the ball. So the approach there seemed faulty for me, and I have a interesting thought on how they can handle this. See, I already know that VVS Lakshman is currently coaching the South African, setup there. I
India.
feel if not just India, I think he's do handling the entire South Africa tour right now. But what I feel is if you can have a two different captains
Coach,
for two different formats, why not coach? I feel
coach.
Gambir is not taking the right approach in test matches, and somebody like Dravid, Lakshman, who's known to play the test matches, should handle the test matches as well.
Yeah, it's again like quite interesting discussion. Like, yeah, definitely. I see some of the thoughts what you mentioned. It's like running in social media. Why don't we have separate coach for test series?
Coach.
Because last two series, whatever one day series against Sri Lanka and test series against New Zealand did not go well. Maybe I'm seeing completely new trend in T20 series. There is no doubt. It's like they're playing like anything. I should say against any team. Yesterday with South Africa as well, they played really well. T20 series, but other formats I'm talking about, it's like there is some concern. So with the mainly because of I'm thinking it's a batter's concern. They are not able to tackle anything like it's bowler friendly pitch. Then batters are going to struggle a lot. So with all these conditions, what are your expectation for Border Gavaskar Trophy, Manjunath?
Yeah, the Border Gavaskar trophy now we have lost few points, like from 62.82 we have dropped down to 58.33. So there we have given an opportunity for Australia to take over the first position with a percentage of 62.50. So now I see that 70% I can blame batters was default. Even the bowling, the spin, India is known for the spinners. So
Yeah.
if you take the average number of balls, the spinners took the wicket. New Zealand spinners took a wicket within 30 to 35 balls, but Indian spinners, as we are playing in home condition, and they took almost 40 to 45 balls for one wicket. So those 10 runs made a target extended, and that target would have been brought down. So now we are moving into Australia, and there it is more pacers, which what as a common man I can uh, sense that Australia is more will be more friendly for the pacers. So at least in Australia, I expect the pacers should help in picking up the quick wickets, and so that the struggle what we are having seen in batting lineup, that 30-40 runs cushions might help our batters to go closer to the victory in Border Gavaskar Trophy.
Yeah, Rajesh, what are your thoughts like about going to World Cup Test Championship? It's not World Cup, sorry. It's a World Championship point of view, and yeah, what are the expectation for Border Gavaskar Trophy?
Yeah, so for us to play the WTC finals, I think we'll have to win the Border Gavaskar Trophy with at least four victories for us and maybe one loss. I don't see that happening. Mainly because we have a concern with three of our main test batters, right? We don't have Rohit Sharma in form, we don't have Virat Kohli in form, and KL Rahul is in abysmal form. So, with those three names being the concern, I am not sure how they'll be able to, get that 4-1-4-0 result for us. It at max I see two victories. That is late if they get adjusted to the conditions and stuff. But the early prediction for me is we might play WTC, but not through our own efforts. It is possible if other results fall into our places, but again, New Zealand is playing three-match series, and I think they have a better chances. Australia obviously will be looking to finish at the top of the table, and yeah, India will have to just depend on New Zealand now to get through, or maybe even South Africa. I'm not sure, but yeah, it will be difficult for us to get through on our own.
South Africa is the one who is most concerning India because they have four
India.
test matches, all are in their home ground.
Correct.
So definitely, I'm thinking this time it will be Australia versus South Africa. I don't know. Yeah, Manjunath, like I have a question because you mentioned about adaptability, new approach. Should India
Yeah.
continue that approach in Australia? Because definitely Australia, they are very famous to adapt. Like adaptability wise, they are very good at it because any conditions, any pitch, like any batsman can adopt. I mean, as we notice.
Correct.
So, will it be benefit for Indian team or how it is? Like, I heard that the first pitch they are preparing spin friendly pitch. I don't know how much how far
Okay.
true is that. Yeah, they came to know India is struggling against spin. So I'm just curious about that.
So in one of the website, I saw that even Australian batsmen are not in that great form. Even they are having a similar kind of challenges like how Indian players have not in a top form. Similarly, Australian top performers, they are not in their peak. So even they have this uh, challenge in competing with a very good bowlers like our Bumrah, and we have a very good spin attack, the pacers attack. So even I can see that even they might struggle. So that might be one of the reason they are, if that that is true that they are preparing a spin pitch. So that might be one of the reason I guess they are trying to avoid Bumrah.
Spin pitch with left hand spin bowler. That is the mantra
Okay.
to tackle Indian batters. The recent, I mean, trend what I have seen in the social media. So
Social media.
yeah, with all this, like any final thoughts? What India should look like in future for Test series? Any thoughts? Like anyone can start.
Go ahead, Manjunath. Um,
Yeah, we need to have a clear batting instructions and the positions. Who will be opening the opening pair should be, we have to identify, and we have to give them the clear instructions what is the approach to be followed. And number 3 and number 4 are the backbone of any of the test match. So number 3 and number 4, they should be there I prefer to have a experienced senior most uh, player who can adapt to the situation based on the result what we are in, based on the current situation, how we are in. So that kind of approach we have to be, we need to be flexible. And we need a, especially when we are playing outside India, the contribution of these senior batsmen will play a crucial role. Their inputs to the rest of the team members, the like fifth, sixth, down and on. These third and fourth, how the third position, fourth position, how they create the base that will help them to carry forward and give a good total or give a good chase. So that is my thought for this.
Yeah, that was a good point. Like when I should take these names, third and fourth is Rahul Dravid and Sachin Tendulkar.
Sachin.
That's all we can explain about. Yeah, Rajesh, go ahead. I mean, what are our thoughts about future test series?
Yeah, similar thoughts. So basically, you are not going. I mean, what I don't want to say is, do not weaken your strengths. Right, make it stronger. The place you have to identify is something that you're not good at. But when you talk about Indians, you're talking about the batting technique, right? That technique is not possible in anywhere else in the world. That's why Indian batters are considered the top.
Top.
And when you talk about bowlers, pace bowlers, you talk about Pakistan. So you know the strength for each team is something that stands out, right? now the very much discussion going on, is around the Indian batting technique only. So why change something that's already going well? That's my question. So if the approach has worked for us over the years, keep it same. You can probably tweak it a little, but don't change it altogether. That's the thought I had. I'm just trying to reiterate what we already discussed. If you want to go with that aggressive approach, assign a role. Somebody
As
like
in,
Pant, somebody like Rohit Sharma can attack. The rest of the team will fall into place as soon as these two are dismissed and start playing a typical test match. It doesn't matter if it gets boring. The result matters, not the entertainment.
yeah.
At least in the test match, at least for me, and that's where I want to see the future go as well.
Yeah, yeah, these are our discussion. So yeah, it's great to have new views, as Manjunath brought that new adaptability. Definitely it was a new view for me, because he's mentioned that that is a new approach everyone started, like, I mean, definitely that is maybe
Yeah.
in future that's how it will be playing. Yeah, that's all from our end. um, if you're liking the show, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that. On top of that, I always says that you want to be part of our show, you can just let us know. You can be our you can be in our show for the next shows. So thank you all. It was great pleasure to have you, Manjunath.
Thank you, Puneet. Thank you, Rajesh, for the opportunity.
Very nice
Yeah.
talking.